Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back once again to Last Minute Kickout. I'm Pete Titans Creed Neverco, as always, joined by my co-hosts, the Kevin Owens and the Sami Zayn to my Shane McMahon. I've got Mr. Kevin, the Kevin Eva, and John Turbo Finley. How you doing, man?
I should be WWE champion! You screwed me!
I mean,
I should be WWE champion because you screwed me!
I screwed you both.
Once a McMahon, everybody.
Cool.
Pete Titans Creed McMahon.
That's it. That's it.
The name of the contract does say McMahon. It says asshole McMahon.
It does. And I also have two contracts. One as a WWE superstar.
Double paychecks.
Indeed. We are here talking about the most exciting thing that is called Fastlane 2018. Wow. It was a pay-per-view, right, lads? I'm
assuming we're talking about something else. You see, it was an exciting pay-per-view. I'm giving it away again.
I think this is going to be the most polarizing that we have been with this one because I actually quite enjoyed this pay-per-view.
I'm not saying I didn't enjoy the pay-per-view. We had a SmackDown pay-per-view which not only advertised our Lord and Savior Rocket League once again, but also had Raw advertisements on it.
We'll get to it all. We'll get to it all. Oh, believe me. Hey, but wait, who are we? What are we this week? Apart from Shane and McMahon and Kevin Owens, apparently.
The Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn to my Shane McMahon, because I didn't come up with a beard joke this week. This is what it is.
You keep going with it. Okay. Well, two out of three of us have beards at least. That one. Oh dear.
You have beard on your chinny chin chin.
No, I mean Owens and Zayn have beards, and Shane doesn't.
Yeah, but I still.
Yeah.
No wonder you're the heel.
I am a heel.
No wonder you're the heel in this battle of heel versus arsehole face.
Yes. So, other than the normal bollocks of spoiling all the pre-match videos as the pre-show does, it had a rather decent pre-show match. Question mark?
I do agree with that.
There was some fun.
I mean, it was decent. Ever since they've taken the Fashion Police off of the actual main brand show and made it its own internet thing, I've been less inclined to be bothered to be interested in it.
That's true. I'm the same. Like all the Fashion File stuff that they've been doing online, I've not really been watching whatsoever. I don't even think they put it up on the YouTube channel that much.
I'll be honest. I don't see it. I didn't know they were doing it on YouTube. I just thought they'd done it erect.
They turned around and they took it off the main show, and they were like, "We're moving it to WWE.com to try and get more traffic there because no one views our site anymore except to go to the Independent Network. Why won't you come look at our fancy website? It's because nothing's on there that we're interested in."
Yeah.
I'm going to say one thing about this pay-per-view. And it's about the state of wrestling in general before we really get into it. And I'm like, why have WWE finally cottoned on to the fact that the social videos that the wrestlers are making is finally really good and profitable? The fact that they forced them to make it so with these shit words with shit fonts on it.
They're trying to be hip and cool with the kids, and when they try, it makes it uncool.
Okay.
Full case.
Going away from wrestling for a minute, the sort of faux Snapchat, which I call it.
Yeah.
The BBC have been doing it on their sporting highlight videos on their website for about a year now, and it is just cringeworthy. All the animated emojis. All the things like wow and cool and like emblazoned like style text over things. It's like, remember when BBC used to be this bastion of integrity and shit. And it's just
like everything, it's all about the generation. So it's obviously our generation that's helping out being production values over at WWE now that have grown up with it. But it's like they've clearly hired some fucking multi-directional teenager that's gone, oh, what if we put funky words on the screen? And like in the case of the New Day, sick and happy emojis. I'm sick of it.
I'm kind of okay with it for the New Day, because that is very much them.
New Day-ish.
That's very New Day-ish. Everything else, I mean, in terms of like the phone promo really took off thanks to Miz and Baron Corbin, especially Corbin, because it got the crowd to give a damn about Baron Corbin for 5 minutes. So, which in WWE parlance is, let's do that now. Do it for everybody. Anyway, so we start off anyway with the kickoff. Booker gets another massive pop from everybody. Because Booker.
He threatened to fucking kill a co-worker.
I know.
Well, but it was all work. It's like we all got played. It was just a joke.
It was just a joke. Booker was paid some money to make him happy, probably.
I would just like to remind everyone, just like Roman Reigns said on Raw this week, just to date the video after Raw and SmackDown this week, if you did that at your actual job, you would get fired.
Well, of course, that's why I'm not going to go into work tomorrow and, beat up my boss, because, frankly, I don't want to do that.
You've not got the balls for it, John. You've not got the balls for it. Do it. Go on, give him a good save, too.
That I don't have the bald head to do it either, so.
Kick down the door. Stroll up to the counter. Start walk out again. See a game you want, turn around, go back to the counter, pay for it, and then go back again. Anyway, so yeah, Booker got a massive pop. It was the usual crowd there we get on the pre-show. Renee, for some reason, was wearing what I could only assume was the offspring of Bayley and Finn Balor's jackets.
No, I thought it was a Macho Man Randy Savage thing.
No, it's like the leather, but with like the tassels that Bayley has. It's like, hey, the NXT ship lives as a jacket. Woo! Roberts proceeded to call WrestleMania the granddaddy of them all, and presumably was taken out the back and beat him with a stick by Vince, because you're not allowed to say that anymore.
Yeah.
Because Vince McMahon is the granddaddy of them all.
Absolutely.
He is.
Stop stealing my gimmick, me! Said WrestleMania. There's Renee apparently lives for a good Twitter beef, thus indicating that Renee is literally why social media is being ruined. That's all I can say about that. Then we had, yes, buy Rocket League, motherfuckers, because otherwise we'll cut you. And we'll also drive a car into you, presumably. I did quite like the Fastlane's graphics, which we saw a lot of. I really...
No. If I have to hear a...
Yeah.
He said the graphics, not the sound effects.
Yeah, ignoring the vroom, because the vroom could... as soon as he wants it to. I like the fact that it was like taking off like the synthwave look. It was very much like that. And then you kind of went, because all the music was very much not synthwave. But it was kind of different anyway to what we normally get.
Oh, thank God it wasn't. It was only fast cars and not trucks backing up.
Yeah, absolutely. They then showed the promo for the tag team match later on, and boy, was that a good video package. And
really. Were you not sick of the fact that it was rivalry renewed?
Yeah, but if you take out that bit and concentrate on actually what the wrestlers were talking about,
Yeah, the promo that they
the
had.
promo itself, that was great. That was great. And is there nothing big? Biggie can do it all, can't he?
No, Big E can do those really come out of the gates swinging things.
Yeah.
In talking about that promo, have you not noticed how like 90% of the reason everybody's going to WrestleMania right now is because they need their road to WrestleMania? It's all about getting to WrestleMania and having that moment rather than.
It's almost like they're sort of throwing the card together at the last minute.
Well, you got to remember when you put all your time and effort into plan one match over 3 years, you got to try and throw everything else together.
Yeah,
but no,
I don't know what match you're talking about, sir.
Even Rusev on Twitter is like, I need a celebrity opponent to fight.
Yeah, that's the only way he'll get on. He reckons. There's a nice thing. Jinder Mahal turned up. Was delighted. Continuing the trend of the heels being delighted to see Booker T and being really pleased and will take anything. He was delighted to see Booker and was very, very polite to him, and then just was rude to everybody else.
Jinder. I want to like Jinder, I really do, but his mic skills still need a lot of work. He keeps forgetting what he's meant to say, and his moves just don't seem to flow very well. Like he's in that thing between a brawler and a wrestler because he's got the big heavy moves that he just throws at things, but he doesn't.
It's like he's missing like 2 moves from his move set.
Yeah,
that are transitions. It's got no transitions at all. It's got 5 moves, and they're all heavy. And there's no light moves at all. I've literally just put here Jinders as my notes as the way of describing Jinder Mahal being there. The social media lounge representative was Dolph Ziggler, but then we get on to the Breezango and Ty Dillinger versus Benjamin and Cable, who are, I've put down here Benjamin and Cable, who are apparently heel now. And
they've been apparently heel for like a long time.
Yeah, they've been apparently heel.
Yeah, they've been
smarmy. It's more just sort of like,
yeah.
And Mojo Snorley.
Can we just put Mojo in the bin? I'm literally done with him. I'm literally like
But he needs to.
His garbage. His entrance is garbage. He is garbage. Like way back when he was still in like Broforce, I really wanted to.
No, don't correct him. Leave it as Broforce.
I won't.
Well, Broforce is a much better name than the Hype Bros. It always
Broforce.
I was on the Rawley train, and then he won the big statue, and then he did nothing. And then it was just like, I just don't care anymore. And he's like done this massive heel turn, which has been 6 months in the working, and then we don't see him anymore. And I'm just done with Mojo, and I put him in the bin. He, like, even the crowd are sick of him. They were shouting, "You can't wrestle at him."
Yeah, that was quite funny. The best line goes to Graves on Ty Dillinger saying he comes out here with his Megamind cape, which was very funny. But the entirety of the match was centered around the fact that Mojo takes great offense to Breezango basically being a comedy, as do Benjamin and Cable, who are serious wrestlers, don't you know? And Ty Dillinger was there for reasons. And it was
he was kind of like mixed in this whole thing.
Yeah, he was. So that was that. And so the story of the match was Benjamin and Cable notably wanting to wrestle seriously and do like some amateur stuff, and Breezango being Breezango regardless. So we had Fandango putting on some wrestling headgear before he went in to face Cable. Cable getting on all fours and offering an amateur bout, and Breeze's response being to jump on his back and trying to ride him like a pony. And in the middle of that, we interrupt this match for a Ronda Rousey promo. We know, okay? WWE, we know.
Do we know? Because I'm not sure the WWE universe knows that Ronda Rousey's joined the WWE. Did you know that?
The biggest story of women's wrestling in the entire history of women's wrestling.
So big.
So big. She won the Royal Rumble, without even taking part. It was amazing.
No.
Anyway, it went back, and there was a sort of thing about working on Breeze's arm. That was one of the things that they were going for throughout. Cable took over from Benjamin in doing the same thing. Mojo came into booze and the "You Can't Wrestle" chant, as you mentioned. His response to that was, "You think I care about that? You think I care about being a wrestler?" So they're right? I'm just saying, Mojo, you seem to have kind of agreed with them there by accident.
Yeah, because I think he's trying to say that I'm an entertainer, not a wrestler. I think.
No.
He's trying to.
No, he's not.
Can fire it back up.
No, really not. After a decent amount of time, and it wasn't a bad match, Dillinger came in. Benjamin goes for the finisher that they do, which I don't think still has a name. Cable then gets taken out by Breeze, who hit the beauty shot for, I think, the first time in 11 years. Benjamin gets pulled out and then gets taken out by a slap to the chest. But it was a bit. Him and Fandango were a bit too close to each other, so all Fandango could do was just slap Shelton Benjamin in the chest, and that was enough to send Shelton Benjamin down and make him not get in the match anymore. Mojo tries a roll up, gets 2, needs to side the face, and Dillinger gets the 10. Sorry, the 3. And that's that. And the faces out. The faces who can't wrestle, out wrestled the heels that can.
Why does Ty Dillinger not make it his thing to get count out victories?
Because
that's not bad an idea. Because
he could
Biggie was the master of the 5.
Yeah, he could literally be in the ring and go with the crowd and just go make them count to 10. That would, because they already, whenever he's in a match, they already just shout 10 at the ref and throw them off. Whenever they're doing count-out stuff. Why doesn't he just make that his thing? That's
not a bad idea, actually, because I don't think anyone else done that.
That could be something for a heel turn, maybe, down the line. Because that's obviously quite. You can't just constantly have the character just have count out victories when they're a face.
But here's the thing you do with him though. You do it, and he does it saying look, I'm undefeated. It might be my count out, but I'm still undefeated.
The champion.
No, because then you get to the point of it builds a story of when he challenges for the title, saying, I now can't do that. The champion turns around because it's going to be a heel champion at this point. It'll probably be like the US belt or something, and they'll be like, you know what, you can't. If you're going to count me out, then you're not going to win the belt. What are you going to do? It actually builds a story.
I like also the flip on that, in that you then have him going for pins when he doesn't think he can get the 10, as opposed to people going for count-out victories when they don't think they can get the pin.
Mm.
That's actually a nice flip. And like I said, I don't think anyone's really done that and just gone, I will just have you. You're not even worthy enough to be in my ring, or something like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, it also worked because if he was a heel and doing that, then he wouldn't count with the chant with the crowd anyway, which is a big thing of what he's doing. I think that could be interesting if anybody from WWE is listening to this podcast. You're probably not, but if you are, do it.
Listen, damn it!
Exactly. In fact, hire us.
I'm sorry.
And yet I'm not. Anyway, pay-per-view then starts in earnest. And we start with Nakamura versus Rusev.
The beginning of the most predictably safe pay-per-view, I'm going to call it. I don't think there was a shock win on this card at all. And I'm just going to go through everything. Oh, no, there was one shock thing on the pay-per-view. You know, that was it. But everything was essentially predictable. We'll go through that as it was. Because, I mean, you can't have your Royal Rumble winner job out on the first match on the card.
Unless your name is, well, I wouldn't say no first thing on the card and not, I
mean, if you're Randy Orton, you're Randy Orton, you just don't wrestle at all. So
no, but it's like in previous years of like pay-per-views before Mania and whatnot, there has been the bad situations where the Royal Rumble winner loses their match at the last pay-per-view. Most notably for myself was the two No Way Outs from 2000 2001.
The problem is that they literally just had this exact match, that exact sort of stipulation on the previous pay-per-view, Elimination Chamber, with the women's match. If Nia beat Asuka, she would have been in the match.
Yeah. So, but it's it was very predictable that you can't have that kind of like shock win against that year's Royal Rumble winner.
Yeah. But don't get me wrong, those people put on a solid match, especially towards the end of it. It was absolutely superb to watch. Really, I imagine. Did the crowd feel dead for this entire pay-per-view to anybody else?
It did after the US match.
Yeah, only a point.
That's only because Randy Orton used his power of incredible boredom to kill the audience.
We will get to that. I'll go through briefly what happened with Nakamura and Rusev. First things first, we got the intros. Obviously, this isn't really doing Nakamura any favors because obviously you're going up against a guy who's really super over with the crowd.
Yeah.
Hey, at least Rusev didn't turn around and say Nakamura can't speak English that well.
Yes.
With the other Japanese Royal Rumble winner.
God, it was all a mess. Crowd was hot for both the intros, naturally enough. Aiden English came out and appeared to be the man. If you remember the film V for Vendetta, if you remember the point of the film where the inspector goes down to meet the guy who's supposedly dead and in secret by the statue, he looked like that guy with the dark glasses on and stuff. It's like Dr. Robotnik's brother. The dueling Nakamura Rusev day. It was fun because the fans didn't. It was kind of the fans didn't care who won it, but they didn't care who won it in a good way.
Yeah, I can definitely agree with that.
It was like whoever wins, we win, and whoever loses, we're going to get annoyed that they've lost. So whatever happens here, we know the crowd sort of knew what was going to happen in terms of how they were going to feel afterwards. So they just went and just let it go, really. Initial tie-up, Rusev using his strength and also in a quite an interesting way, the elbow right on the back of the shoulder joint to get advantage from his position in ringing the arm. Rusev tied Nakamura into the ropes, but Shinsuke managed to get out and did his cocky stroll thing away from. And in a moment of absolute hilarity, when Nakamura did the "come on," Rusev just rolled out the ring.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah,
was
he was
really
not
brilliant.
biting. He was not biting.
He was not biting. Nakamura like genuinely annoyed. Come on,
It's like
second time.
everyone
Oh!
gets done by that. It's like why is he not taking the bits?
Yeah, everyone was like, yeah, there we go. We got booze then for Rusev. Like, how dare you not respond to the talk?
Why are you not going up against Shinsuke? Get in there, Rusev!
I also love the fact that he went in on the third time. At which point it wasn't much. Come on, get in here. But the only reason Rusev went in was because of the 10 count, which was quite funny as well.
Yeah.
And then, of course, as soon as he gets in, he rolls out again. There's attacks on the apron, but Rusev gets the upper hand. Nakamura then rolls into a heel hook. Rusev is annoyed by this and hits a sort of reverse STO, quite similar to the End of Days. But his knee with the heel hook and the leg bind isn't exactly 100% anymore, which comes into play later on. There's a headlock. Aiden starts singing instructions, which nobody picked up on in the commentary team. He starts singing instructions at Rusev.
It's because they didn't have a really good mic on him. Apparently, it's like strong enough to get picked up.
Nakamura hits a one-legged drop kick, let's say, which then goes into a series of kicks. Does his corner charge maneuver. Whenever Nakamura goes for a knee, like the knee on the apron or the knee thing, it just doesn't look like he's just done the thing. It just looks like he's just shoved his waist in to the person.
Oh, he's putting half of his body weight into it. That's why he's putting his weight.
Yeah, but it's like I'm going to waste you into literally with my waist. But it's always called the knee. It's like there's no bloody way he's hitting. There's sort of a reverse headlock that is stitched in, and Rusev practically gets sort of choked out, starts to fade away. It's like a sleeper hold. And on the third time of asking, gets like a four-way slam done. Misses the match kick. There's a Kinshasa attempt, but no, it was a roll-up. Rusev goes into tries to go for the accolade, no. Then there's a second attempt at a Kinshasa, and oh my god, Rusev just about decapitates Shinsuke Nakamura.
I was going to say, I put a note in and saying that all these kicks look stiff as fuck.
Yeah, the two of them were definitely being very stiff with each other. And for the hell of it, I think, just for the fun, both of them, just because they could with each other.
Give and take each other.
There is a magic kick which hits Shinsuke right there on the chin, plumb, turns him inside out, and he lands on his face. He looked like it. The crowd were just, oh god!
It's like that Charlie Brown moment where you just seen Charlie just spin.
Yeah. He does the Charlie Brown kick. He did the Charlie Brown missing the football just with his entire body.
Yeah.
except it would be the equivalent of Lucy having super kicked Charlie Brown. Pin attempt, no leg, no. The pin attempt, but he doesn't hook the leg. And only get to two, he just sort of lays across him like that, and just I've got him.
Well, he put so much effort into that match kick, Rusev.
Yeah, I don't blame him, but I don't blame him for not hooking the leg, but didn't hook the leg, therefore I only got a two. And it all ends with Shinsuke getting the upper hand briefly. There's a sort of modified Kinshasa to the back of Rusev's head, and then another in the more traditional fashion. And he gets the free, and he's still going to WrestleMania. No, it's Shinsuke. It's Shinsuke. And that was it. That ended it. And the crowd seemed quite happy about it. And that was good. Any highlights in that for you, Pete? I'm coming to you next.
No, it's alright. Let John talk. It's fine. Let John talk.
Your highlight is John. John, you are the highlight of the match. Congratulations.
I was going to say I didn't need to say anything because you pretty much hit the nail on the head, Kev. You
I do
pretty
that
much
with
covered
everything,
everything that I was seeing, so I didn't have to say anything.
I would actually say that the sort of reverse STO that was a bit like the end of days was better than the end of days.
To be fair, the end of days should not be his finisher, but
We'll get to that again. What we always say every single time we do the bloody match, Baron Corbin. Oh dear. Was
Pete, what do you say?
woo.
Woo? Was that it? Woo? Woo? Not Charlotte match yet. What are you talking about? Woo. Okay. Good. Good match. Good match. Okay, so before we moved on to the next match, of course, buy Rocket League, or we'll hunt your family members down and bury them alive. Okay.
Guys, have you ever seen an advert made by someone who got told the brief is the game is a mixture of football?
It was made by committee, that advert. Totally.
You know, our listener base is just gonna really get sick and tired of us of just pointing this out, and it's like, pointing this out, and it's like, God, guys, we get it. You don't like them advertising the fucking game down our throats.
They should buy Rocket League.
Buy Rocket. Have you bought it already? Buy it for somebody else.
I don't have it. It's fine. Buy one for me.
Anyway, so there was that, and then we had the WrestleMania promo where apparently if you go to WrestleMania, Roman Reigns will punch Pyro into life. He will punch Pyro into existence.
And
Well,
then Alexa Bliss will go at this.
it has been proven at previous WrestleManias.
And it looked as shit then as it did when it's in that video package.
Well, it looks bad because Roman Reigns is pretty much front and center of the whole thing. And then we got on to the US title and Rude versus Orton.
How can anybody, Bobby Roode, look boring?
Because Bobby, I read this on another site with a comment in that Rude wrestles in a very Triple H style.
Yeah.
How was that match between Orton and Triple H the last time we had it?
Well, wasn't it a buried alive match?
I guess, and they successfully buried the audience. It doesn't. That's the Triple H style and the Orton just don't click.
Yeah.
Ironically.
But here's my problem with this match and why I've called it a meticulously safe pay-per-view. The minute that video package made it all about the fact that Orton has not had the Grand Slam and held that belt, you knew he was winning the belt, and then they were having the rematch because everything's been about why the fuck is Dean from the Shield, Ambrose. Why the fuck has Dean Ambrose got a Grand Slam before every other fucker in the business? That's what's been on the fucking everybody's brain, and that's why Roman's got it. That's why Randy's got it in the last year. It's every fucker. Like, people are pissed off that Ambrose got it before everybody else.
What are you talking about? What? Who is pissed off by that?
Most of the actual.
What you mean? Are you talking about the WWE superstars, or are you talking about the? All right, okay then.
Yes.
I think part of the reason why he does is because he was the one who wasn't injured for such a long time.
He also got it because Roman got done for the drugs at the time. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Belt. Dean was the only one, and then that's when they moved Dean to SmackDown.
I'm sure that's a story about. I'm sure the words Roman Reigns and drugs will not appear again during this period up to WrestleMania. Not in the slightest.
I hope it happens on the Raw after WrestleMania, so he has to drop the belt. Day one. We're Big Brock Lesnar for the title. Yeah. Of course.
And he has to face that crowd.
Yeah.
That would be hilarious.
Anyway, back to this whole Grand Slam thing.
Yeah, but
yeah.
The minute they announced that it was the belt that Randy hadn't had, it was obvious he was going to get it.
Yeah.
I put it on Twitter as well. Literally, I was watching it live. I went, the minute they made this about Randy not owning the belt and having the Grand Slam is the minute Randy walked out of there with the belt. If it was then or at WrestleMania would have been the better option because it would have been more of a spectacle.
Yeah.
But no. But in their defense, they're making it into a triple threat match with Jinder now, which is good. Another triple threat match at Mania. Yay.
Now, where's that going to be on the card? Because that's, to me, has got pre-show written all over it, but now it's got Orton in it. So would they dare put Randy Orton in the pre-show?
Orton manages to pull off the thing that he did against Rollins so many years ago, where they did that massive in the air RKO.
Yeah. 31.
If they pull off something as good as that, but that match will probably be on early because just Bobby Roode's opening will hype up a crowd.
Yeah,
one would hope so. I'll let Turbo do this one, but I do have one question regarding Randy Orton that's always bugged me. Okay, regarding his intro, because he's got his voices plays, and he's got the big words that come up on the screen are venom and in my veins. I know you're the Viper, but snakes don't have venom in their veins. If you have venom in your veins, that means you're dying.
Hooray! No more Orton!
Yeah.
It's like you managed to bite yourself.
Or get himself bitten by a snake.
Oh dear, it all seems very odd and peculiar of them, but it never made any sense at all. It's just like two random things that they put together.
That video fucking walkway's gone, so I don't see that shitty CGI snake anymore.
It'll be back. It'll be back. Yeah.
It'll be back for WrestleMania. I'll tell you that if so, but it's already kind of there already. Like you did not see what was on the floor. It's like that little, snake going. Wah, wah.
Oh God, no.
It's like that. That's still there. That's still, and it will stay there until they get rid of that shit.
Anyway, I loathed this. So could somebody else do?
All right, fine. Well, I thought it was okay. It was like because I really hated the crowd.
Randy threw a punch, and to make it more boring, they did a sleeper hold. Whoa.
Okay, let's just start off. When they started off the match, okay, they were trying to go for the finishes early. That was okay. Okay, that was because obviously each one wanted to get
like. They're both trying to say, like, it's the same thing that was in the video back, that they can hit their finishes on each other. It's ring psychology. It's decent to do that.
Yeah.
It's just, like, my problem with the Randy match is, like, the starts are good. The ending, we always kind of know what's going to happen. It's the middle of that match, which is boring as fuck. Because there's always this big discussion of why people get bored when they do the classic holds. And it's because when people do sleeper holds and they do it, it pisses everybody off because they do it forever and it takes longer than it should do. And that is why people enjoy the faster paced acrobatic style of wrestling with like all the flippy moves and everything else.
The flippy shit.
Because it's fun to watch, literally.
Yeah.
Watching some dude put a sleeper hold on something else is like two guys standing in a ring doing nothing, one with the back to half the audience. It's boring.
I'll twist that a little bit and say that when they're doing it just it's a rest hold, that's when it's boring. When they do that and it does mean something, for instance, Dolph's sleeper means something.
Was that the... I'm trying to remember, whose was the Irish whip into the sleeper hold? Who did that back in the day? They threw him into the ropes, and then as he came back, they grabbed him around the neck and they got him in the sleeper hold.
Well, Roddy Piper was known for his sleeper hold.
Never watched it back then. It was during the 2000s era. I can't remember who did it. I want to think it was Cena or it was The Rock, wasn't it? The Rock used to wave his big ass arm around.
Maybe.
Oh, the Rock waved his arm around like he was dying whenever he was in a. Yeah, it's very, very much, and he did. There was the one arm that just sort of flapped for ages, like he was trying to take off.
It was like flopping fish.
Yeah, it's when it's just like the long. It's like, okay, how you doing? How you doing? Okay, have a chat about things, as opposed to I've got your leg and I'm ripping your knee to shreds. Then there's a difference. But unfortunately, very, very few wrestlers have been able to get it so that whilst they're in a rest period, it still looks like I'm beating the crap out of them. That seems to have been a lost art for quite a lot of people, I think. But anyway, there was punches and there was headlocks, and then the match started. Basically,
I'm bored just talking about this match. I'll be honest with you.
I'll be brief to make it easier on you then.
Thank you.
Well, I'll say this much: if the crowd of Fastlane, if you are bored of this match, don't fucking chant Byron Saxton's name.
Would you prefer a beach ball?
No, I don't want any.
Would you prefer an inflatable Byron Saxton?
Just shout boring. Don't chant the people that are sucky.
Yeah, but why would they chant Orton's name? This is. I didn't realize it chanted Byron Saxton.
Here's a better yet. If most of you are adults, why don't you play it up and be an ECW crowd for once and just chant "fuck this show"? Okay,
because it will get muted so hard.
Yeah. Anyway,
maybe someone should. Maybe what you should do is you should go and clip that part of the pay-per-view, John, and then you should put shitty words and shitty text over it where they go Byron Saxton.
It'll be a YouTube smash.
Any ideas?
No, I'm giving you this idea. You can elevate your YouTube status by being the next Clip Mania. There you go. You call yourself Clip Mania. I'm even giving that to you as well. Shitty fonts. All over the screen. Byron Saxton.
I'll tell you what, Johnny's just a fountain of generosity tonight, isn't he? This man.
Remember, I did screw you both over today.
He's just an oasis of fun, isn't it?
Your puns are shit, Pete.
Like the band or like the drink, John? There's a big difference.
Oh, Jesus.
Because
anyway.
maybe I'm gonna be the one that saves you.
No. Fuck off. You're done. You're done, son. You're done. You're done goofed. Anyway.
Moving along.
I mean, they had the notable spots. I mean, there was a reverse suplex by Randy Orton. I thought that was all right. It's like the blockbuster from Bobby Roode. Always pop for that. Well, it got nothing from the crowd, but got something from me. Crowd could go fuck off. What was it? Crowd.
Oh,
yeah,
really
it's like
English Mark, aren't you?
Oh, I am a heelish Mark. It's like you can call me Evil Mark, or Nega Mark, whatever. What was it? Just certain. I can understand that you guys didn't like this match because of some of the boring rest spots that Randy Orton does, and that's obvious. There was a couple of other notable spots. There was Bobby Roode hit a powerbomb on Randy Orton. I thought it was nice.
He deserved it.
Oh, shut up. You're just being so critical now.
No, I mean
there was some good elements though. You're right.
No. There were some good elements. The problem is that it wasn't a Bobby Roode versus Randy Orton match. It was a Randy Orton match through and through. That was the problem.
And it had all these great spots that was in the match. heck, even the superplex that they did, from the top rope, that was good. Although, granted, Byron Saxon asking Kevin Dunn to play it again.
That was funny.
Dear.
I thought that was funny as hell.
I thought that was great.
Play it
I thought
again.
that was great. He took here's the picture, take it. Like, no, freeze frame it there so we can see stuff.
But it was like Byron Saxon literally calling out Kevin Dunn by name in the production truck. And
when was the last time Kevin Dunn was actually referred to by name on WWE TV?
Yeah. It's like he literally just said, "Kevin, play it again." And he's like, holy shit. Byron. Byron, do you want to keep your job? Because I think Kevin didn't want you to point him out. Yeah.
I'm so glad he did, though, because it was a very good way of showing just how good a superplex that was by actually freezing it at the right point.
Oh, absolutely. I'm in Saxton's corner for this one. Like, he made the right call.
And it allowed Graves to point stuff out, allowed Saxon to point stuff out.
Back in the day, that would have been a standard freeze frame as they go through it to show how high that was, rather than a commentator asking for that. Byron's completely in the right on that one. Sorry.
So naturally, he's going to be fired, suspended, or humiliated. Well, possibly all three. We've yet to see.
He'll be on another episode of Ride Along.
What was it? Really good? Well, it's no Arn Anderson Spinebuster, but Bobby Roode hit a spine.
Spinebuster was glorious.
Yeah. And then of course to finish off the match, Bobby Roode flies from the second rope into an RKO to get pinned. To lose his title, and then Jinder Mahal comes down to get to attack, and then Bobby Roode attacked both Jinder Mahal and Randy Orton, and he was visibly pissed. So obviously, hopefully, they can just have him, because a lot of people don't like face Bobby Roode; they like heel Bobby Roode, and that's true. But heel Bobby Roode is better than face.
The same with a lot of things, though. A lot of people got bored of Face Rock. He went heel when he was, and then everybody wanted Face Rock back. It works in some things and it works in some others. But at the end of the day,
well, here's the thing. It's like, will we be seeing like a heel Bobby Roode at WrestleMania?
No. There's too many heels on that card at the moment, especially when your two biggest heels right now are essentially meant to be running the roster and have the biggest storyline going on. That eclipses the championship match as the biggest storyline on that brand. You won't have someone like Bobby Roode go heel. He'll be a mid-card face for the longest time.
Yeah. That match is going to be weird, though, because you've got if it is indeed a triple threat now, then you've got the heel versus the tweener face who wants to be a heel versus the guy who's sort of being treated as a heel. It's weird.
No, well. Granted, what was it? You got, the tweener, the other tweener that's wanting to be a heel more so than the face, and then you got the foreign heel.
This is true
because that's all they care about. Jinder Mahal thing. It's like he's a foreigner.
Jinder Mahal's in there so he can eat the pin. This is literally all he's going to be in there for.
Which is probably why he's going to be there. But I really do think they need to give Jinder a run. And I said this back when he lost the main title. They need to give him a mid-card title to run with to show that he can be good. And give him that thing. And I think even if he gets the pin over Orton and all fucks off for a while or goes to Raw or what the fuck ever, I don't care.
Well, we'll find out in the coming weeks because
Cruiserweight title it is then. Okay, so there was a few bits in there that were noticeable. There was a story for a lot of it, which was the sort of each focusing on the ribs, which started off when Roode did a chop to Orton in the corner, and it hit him in the diaphragm area.
it wasn't like chest chop. It was like a bit lower, so it was diaphragm, like below the lungs. And Orton was sort of very visibly, I assume, selling, but he might not have been. He sort of there was sort of a few seconds where he almost like had difficulty breathing because he was like stunned in that regard. And then after that, he sort of descended into this sort of focus on the ribs for a while of both, with chops and strikes. And then there was the suplex onto the ropes, which was the big move for starting Rude down that path. There was we saw highlights included. We saw Jinder Mahal watching TV in the back at a moderately sensible angle for WWE. You could have actually seen the match from there.
Yeah, although one of the Singh brothers being directly behind him, also looking in that general direction, didn't have a good.
Yeah, he saw Jinder's shoulder, and that was it.
Yeah,
but I'm sure he was very happy.
Yeah, I'm sure he was playing connect the dots with the back knee that Jinder has.
In terms of the rest spots, I've just written down here rear chin lock for years by Rude. Actual goddamn years. It really was about like 3 minutes of chin lock. Like, just utterly ridiculous. Speaking of ridiculous, we had some interesting calls from the commentary. Apparently, Orton got out of the situation with Bobby Roode thanks to veteran experience from Orton. Remind me how many years Bobby Roode's been doing this shit.
Yeah, but canonically, how long has he been with the WWE?
Yeah.
But how long canonically has he been a wrestler?
Yeah, that's the problem when it's a case. Even doesn't matter how many years you've had in the indie scene or outside of WWE, it means jack shit when it comes to veteran work in the WWE, because those are people who have been in the company for over 10 years are veterans and whatnot. Everyone else who's only been in the company for 6 months are newbies.
Well, all I can say is it wasn't as bad as the call from Graves. Truly one of the great United States Championship matches.
I've seen diva matches at the height of the mid-2000s with more fucking breadth to their fucking match than that.
Corey Graves, hang that thing that you've got on top of your head in shame. Grave mistake. The superplex was very good, and so the ending of the match. I hate these ends of Orton matches. It's not out of nowhere at all. So my notes read as follows: Rude with a flying shoulder tackle off the second rope, aka give me an RKO, please, Daddy.
It's all telegraphed.
I put my head there for you.
Give me an RKO, please, Daddy. Sound like you want some sort of special relationship with Orton there.
No. I am not in any circle of government. I wouldn't need.
Daddy, please RKO me. I need your special RKO. Please RKO me, Daddy.
Show me love, Daddy.
Please, Daddy.
I'm hearing your voices, Daddy.
Can we move on to the piss break match, please, Daddy?
Anyway, post-match, Jinder Mahal came out. Did some hindering on Orton. Rude came in, saved with the glorious DDT. Rude then fakes fuck Orton and gives him a glorious DDT as well. We move on to did you want to smell like John Cena? Do you know that you could smell like John Cena? In many different ways?
But I want to own
I
want to own the same product in multiple different colours, like John Cena's T-shirt.
It's just
with John Cena's face on it.
The product is the same. It's just the photo of him on it
and the colour background.
No, the photo is exactly the same.
Flash of colour is different. That's all it is. Anyway, you too, you at home, can smell like John Cena and destroy buildings with your carelessness if you go down to a local Walmart near you.
Why is John Cena's new catchphrase not, if you smell what John Cena smells like?
If you smell what the smell is smelling of. And then we went on to another Ronda Rousey promo.
Oh, yeah.
Because apparently this is a Raw pay-per-view.
I was going to say, they couldn't wait until... What's the first pay-per-view after Mania again? It's either No Mercy or Payback.
Let's have a look.
Is it Backlash again? They moved Backlash back to where it should be.
Backlash back to where they should be.
Good! That's where Backlash is supposed to be. That's why it's called Backlash. Anyway, so I'm actually going to give some praise to the wonderful video editors of WWE. I mean, we've got nothing but massive praise for them always for what they do. Because they managed to make, in doing this Ronda Rousey promo, they managed to cover up all the mistakes that she made during that promo on Raw, including managing to fuck up the challenge to Steph.
The timing for it.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the PPV schedule for this year. Because you were right, it is Backlash. But after Backlash, it's Money in the Bank. Okay, not one of the top four. And it has an NXT takeover at the same time.
Yes, that would make sense.
But they normally have it just once every 4 months, don't they? Not one.
No,
we have to have the NXT. We have to have the NXT takeover there, so we've got something good to talk about.
But they've been doing that for the supposedly dual branded shows, but no. After WrestleMania, all the pay-per-views are going to be back to dual branding again.
Are they?
Yeah,
apparently so.
Yeah. So I was just. I'm just obviously thinking, why can't they just wait until that is actually in place to do these promotions of both Raw and SmackDown, on the thing? But no, we have to advertise, this WrestleMania match from Raw side right in this SmackDown only pay-per-view.
Oh,
it's like bloody Michael Cole coming on during the ECW December to Dismember pay-per-view and going, oh, that wacky Sandman there, he sure is a character. Well, let me tell you about the Raw pay-per-view that's going to be coming up and what's going to be,
It's literally... So anyway, about Raw. So...
That promo feels like... And
you can buy the WWE Network for $9.99 a month.
After that, because go watch Raw. Ronda Rousey. We need a Ronda Rousey pro. She's going to be on every single Raw apparently, and from here on to Mania. So we don't need one.
I get the feeling like they're really putting all their hopes on the Ronda Rousey match being good. When it's a mixed tag match, which means it's instantly shit.
No, they are just basically hyping it because of Ronda Rousey's name. Do you
reckon it's in part of her contract as well? I get to sign up. I get a WrestleMania match. I get 5 adverts per pay-per-view.
No, but the whole I love the whole thing about I have a contract with no perks when she's got her licensed music.
Yeah.
And a guaranteed WrestleMania. No perks there at all.
No.
Anyway, so we come back to the locker room where locker room things are filmed anyway. And Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn having a lover's tiff. And Kevin Owens walks away from his quote-unquote guardian angel mid-sentence whilst Sami's being all adoring.
Dissension.
Dissension in the ranks. What's going to happen? I don't know.
Will they cooperate?
Go on to this. Then we go on to Naomi and Becky.
I mean, John, you did kick Kevin in the face on SmackDown the week just got past before Fastlane and then pinned him to win.
Yeah, I know, but still. Yeah.
Which I was greatly amused by that.
Stop being amused by my pain, Shane. You're not grey enough to be Shane. What's going on?
And you're not sweaty enough either. You know.
You're not orange enough.
Sorry. Money, money.
You're very
money,
poor.
money, 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 money.
What was that? He was like,
money, money,
Next,
money.
okay, the next
here's a
time
money
I
bird
see
here.
Next time I see you for
Sorry,
this
John.
show, I'm
Money,
going
money,
to
money,
record
money,
you
money,
trying
money.
to do the Shane McMahon shuffle.
Say that again.
The next time I see you, I'm going to record for this show you trying to do the Shane McMahon shuffle dance.
Shall we get my green screen out and we'll just record it that way, and then you can try and put me on the Titantron as well.
Damn straight, yeah. Yeah?
All right.
It's on. And then John can run in from nowhere from Scotland and kick you in the face. And then that's gonna be... And then he can do the dance and steal your trainers because...
No, John can run in and I can go, please RKO me, Daddy. And then he just an RKO out of nowhere.
RKO me, Daddy! There's a t-shirt if you ever want to RKO me, Daddy. RKO me, please, Daddy.
Anyway, tag match.
In your veins, Daddy!
Becky Lynch versus and Naomi versus Natalia and Carmella.
Where did this match come from? It's come out of nowhere. Like,
Came out of Twitter. It came out of Twitter, and Renee likes a good Twitter beef. This is the entire reason why. They said Natalia doesn't have any friends, which resulted in, incidentally, a mention on WWE TV of Teddy Hart. And what kind of world do we live in when Teddy Hart starts getting mentioned on WWE? Also, what the hell was Becky wearing?
Oh, yeah.
She was wearing late 90s, early 2000s silk fire shirts, all sewn together into a leotard to wear.
Now you've said that. She's wearing an outfit made from all the material that was left over when Seth Rollins had his pants done.
I knew it.
But at WrestleMania,
Makes sense.
at WrestleMania, she's going to have a kind of gimmick change. And I've heard this on the down low. She's going to have a kind of gimmick change, and they're going to bring Carlito back. She's going to be Carlito's new girlfriend, and she's going to be wearing all of Phil Simms' old wardrobe.
What do you mean, old wardrobe? Current, active, ready to use, apparently, I'm told. So it's... Oh, dear.
I like the idea that he's literally sitting in Italy right now, got his feet up in a fucking Hawaiian shirt. With his feet up, takes a bite of his apple and says, hey, I spit in the face of people who don't want to be cool.
I'm surprised Alex Fasciani hasn't taken that gimmick yet. Anyway, this match.
And it was a match.
It was a match. Yeah, this wasn't really fantastic at points. It was Carmella. Is it me or is Carmella not even fucking trying?
I've seen her wardrobe. Of course she's not trying.
No, Carmella's thing is being a chicken shit heel, and she's actually very, very good at being a chicken shit heel.
Yeah, but even when she'll need to try to be.
I want to point out that if she cashes in at WrestleMania after Asuka pins Charlotte and she beats Asuka, she's technically beaten the streak as well. Because that's a sanctioned match.
As I pointed out last show, twice.
I'm just telling you now, because she's going to have to do it. She has 2 months left to cash it in.
Yeah.
Technically.
I was going to say, why twice?
The rumour is she's going to fail.
Because she got counted out, I think you said, Kev? Ben, how did... John's asking how Carmella beat Asuka before.
She was the one who won the Battle Royal.
No, that was Eva Marie.
No, Eva Marie eliminated her, but Carmella won the Battle Royale. Eva Marie came second. Eva Marie eliminated Asuka, and then Carmella, who had, I think there was like a Shawn Michaels-y situation or something, who was thought to be eliminated, came back in and eliminated Eva Marie. And
no, I thought it was no. I thought it was Eva Marie. No, I thought Eva Marie was the person who did that. She was outside the ring, but she was able to eliminate. Anyway,
Carmella is going to.
Either way, either person.
She is every single instance just terrified of Asuka. So it would be hilarious if she like has to go out there to cash it in and doesn't want to.
It will be funny
because she has to. Because I think like it's supposedly runs out of WrestleMania. It always used to be.
No, it runs out.
Runs out next Money in the Bank then? So
the bank, yeah.
It will.
Okay.
Absolutely hilarious if she becomes the first female Money in the Bank winner. She's also the first woman to cash in at WrestleMania, and she's also the first woman to beat the streak.
Oh, she would have so many firsts on that. It'll be ridiculous. I think that'll be a first overload.
I think Carmella beating the streak is the biggest personal amusement for me. Yeah. I hope she does it just so I can laugh.
You laugh at me, really, because you know how much I love Asuka.
Carmella, in summary for Carmella's performance for the entirety of this, Carmella, when she's screaming, is actually very good. Because yelping in pain and terror and like, I need to get out of here now is very, very good. Her elbows could rival Shane McMahon's punches, actually. If you remember those when she's like, run! Oh my God. Are you actually trying to do some kind of 80s disco dance for kids? Because that's exactly what it looked like. There was also a funny moment when Becky eventually got the hot tag. Because she went for a Bexploder on Natalya. And Natalya was like, no. And then Becky responded with, yes! And then just tossed her. There was... what happened with that stunner?
Yeah, it was like, Naomi escaped out of Natty's offense, and it was just like, she was just able to, like, what was it? Natty had her up, and then she was putting her down, but then obviously Naomi kind of like got her in a stunner motion when she landed down on her backside and whatnot. It's like,
except that her head wasn't where she was.
It was a bit off. That I kind of didn't think.
All that actually happened in the end was that Natalya also had her nose ripped off, and that was pretty much it. It was all clumsy.
Yeah.
Also, I think Naomi really regretted that ponytail.
Yeah. I mean, there was also a couple of whiff kicks as well.
And
in certain spots as well. No, it really got lazy after the Bexploder, essentially. And of course, Carmella getting in. Carmella's backside getting in the way of one of the camera shots, and it's like she literally just bumped into the camera with her ass. Thanks, Carmella.
It was the ending was a mess. I think Natalya and Carmella had different ideas of what the finish was.
Yeah. Also, the finish was really annoying. It was so weak as well. Carmella won with a bloody super kick. That has got to be the weakest super kick I have ever seen performed for a finish. It's like, I don't know who's in charge of doing the slap and whatnot, but whoever forgot to do it, by God, didn't help make that super kick sound credible.
Carmella did hit the stratosphere. Is that something that's part of her repertoire, or is it just something you started doing?
She must have just started it, because I can't recall her ever doing that.
Pete's looking blank. The handstand in the corner that Trish Strategy's do with
She's only just started doing that.
Okay.
They're trying to build up her arsenal of moves a bit better for when she actually does catch it.
Be competent. Okay. Anyway, the best part of the match was the ramp sign guy with his sign. A winner is you. Real nice gaming reference.
He had a number of signs during the pay-per-view. He had a lot of kind of like video game, cultural reference signs throughout the night.
Absolutely.
He was on ball, that guy.
Yeah. So yes, any highlights of that match for you, Pete? Can you remember that match?
The match had no place being on the card. That, because we know full well the rest of the Riot Squad were going to get involved in the match. There was no point to Becky and them being in that match because they were going to pill her on. That should have been the fucking pre-show match.
I'd agree with that.
Yeah. Yep.
Anyway, because a free agent John Cena, the New Day were back, and they were here to promote John Cena tacitly.
Yeah, on the the Nickelodeon Teen Choice Awards or whatever the bloody thing is. It's like, granted, did they need to promote that thing? Really?
I started off with that thinking, oh jeez, and then I just love Big E.
Well, it just does beg the question: why didn't the New Day get invited to do it? Oh, I know, because they're not as big as John fucking Cena, and they're not contractually obligated to be featured and cameoed in 3 fucking shitty ass Fred movies.
Sir, I'll have you know, he did 8 million Make-A-Wishes just before that show began.
He did. He just lined,
and he was asleep at the time.
Everybody
remember, everybody. No other wrestler does Make-A-Wish. Is only John Cena. Apparently,
you've got 8 million kids in a massive line all the way down to the actual arena, and what he did was all of their wish was to meet John Cena and get a high five. And it just went, yeah, and just went down the line of 8 million kids.
Anyway, we then go on from the New Day to the New Day, with New Day versus the Usos, and the New Day being represented by their quote-unquote speed formation, which they insisted on saying multiple times in the commentary, which was Xavier Woods and Kofi Kingston.
At this point, the New Day needs to have 5 members, and each time they have like a special like combination, and they're just the Ginyu Force. And I want them to just do the poses of the Ginyu Force each time now. And their speed formation could be like the Blue Bomber, and I can't remember what the name of Jace's thing was, but that could be like Kofi and thing, and then like Big E is Raccoon, and I want them all to have like the Big E Bomber. That would be fucking quality. I just want them to be the Ginyu Force now.
Surely, if it's the New Day, shouldn't they have 7 members?
What, one for each day of the week?
One for every day of the week. Yeah.
But
it's
then
Tuesday. Here comes our Tuesday members.
Hey, random place for that. It's Tuesday. Pancakes for everybody.
It's a Tuesday. Yes, it is.
Please, Xavier Woods, you're a smart man. Stop with the fucking pancakes, please.
Never mind that. Xavier Woods, you're a smart man. Please stop taking this ridiculous amount of punishment and being the pinata in these matches. Please.
On a side note, please, Big E, stop doing things with your crotch. Please. It's disgusting. It's like pancakes, rubbing merchandise between that area. No.
His groin area was 1 day-ish away from retirement.
1 day-ish. You're a bad man.
You're
Doing bad.
No, that's
bad man.
so
You're a
Danny
very
is
bad
bad
man. Anyway.
Bad man.
You're a bad man doing bad things.
You are a bad man. You're a bad man, and I will see you, sir, at WrestleMania.
No, you miss.
Good day to you.
You miss what I'm trying to do. You
Yes.
miss it. You're a bad man, giving bad men bad looks, prince among the thieves and crooks. That's what you are.
You literally looked up the lyrics for that, didn't you?
I knew that one line. That's the thing. Kept talking over me, and I've been wanting to do
If-
Usos match for ages.
I hope we aren't recording this. So there would be any evidence to show that you did look it up. Like finger movements and keyboard noises.
Arms being done.
Like I've done for the entire show already. I have my tweet deck, I have my recording software, and I have
the lyrics.
Fastlane. You're a bad man.
There goes the money, everybody.
Let's go through this. What was it? A couple of notable things. Well, obviously, Jey Uso starts with his super kicks. Where's my counter at? It's like 1, 2, 3, 4. He's like, they all count Brock Lesnar's bloody suplexes. Why not count the Usos super kicks?
Question: when does a super kick become just a high kick?
When every fucker does it.
Yeah.
And when every kick's super, no one will be.
Nice. Yeah, the psychology for the match was actually very good because Usos was doing a lot of New Day stuff and New Day was doing a lot of Usos stuff. It only really kind of like devolved when it came to the finish, essentially. Where I'm mixed on this because I like how it's kind of building up to WrestleMania, but I don't like it being a finish of a pay-per-view. Well, no, I would have liked an actual conclusion first before this happened. But after so many kind of like good spots and whatnot from the guys, and like Xavier Woods was obviously selling like a champ and whatnot, and coming back, getting his kind of like second win spot, where he kind of like he got hit by a super kick and it's like it was almost like that moment in the Wii Punch Out game where Little Mac's about to get knocked down, but then he gets his second and it's like he gets his power up back up, kind of like that.
I think the argument is, for as highly a build match as it was, and the fact that the video package made it look like it was going to be another stonker of a match like they've had recently, the fact that it ended the way it did, I think, pissed a lot of people off, and I think that's more the problem.
Yeah, well, that's why it's making me conflicted, because I don't know whether or not to be angry at the fact or, happy for the fact that this is now obviously trying to build to something bigger to WrestleMania.
The question is, does it go from here as a triple threat again, or does it go as a straight tag match?
At the moment, it's looking like a triple threat.
Triple threats all around, triple threats for every bell, triple threats all around.
I don't care as long as the Usos are on the main card.
If we go with what we've said, probably going to be a triple threat, that would mean that both the Intercontinental and the US belt are going to have triple threats. The tag team match is, well, I thought the Raw tag team was going to be a massive ladder match. I thought that was going to be it for the WrestleMania. But clearly not. I have a feeling that's going to be the SmackDown one. The SmackDown one's going to be triple threat. I really hope the Raw tag team is what I think it's going to be. That'll be hilarious.
It would be. But yeah, At the moment, it's looking to be like the Bludgeon Brothers being mixed in with this rivalry, because they came down mid at the at, while the match was still going on, and caused the some people saying it's the double DQ. Some people is calling it a no contest. I call it a no contest, where they attacked everyone brutally. They definitely showed dominance. I'll say that much. And I'm only going to say, I'm going to say that obviously they showed off some really good tag team chemistry for on their beatdowns and whatnot. On both the Usos and the New Day, especially New Day, especially poor, like you said, poor Xavier Woods. The man didn't know when to stop, and him having that last moment with the Bludgeon Brothers of Harper and Rowan.
Because he was out on the floor, and then he's had this never say die attitude. Because I like that they've built that up. Because in that you've got the high flying guy who's Kofi, you've got the powerhouse who is Big E, and then sort of Xavier was in the middle. He didn't really have a thing, and over the entirety of this program, they've made him like the heart of the team and the guy who doesn't give up and never say, and the guy who ends up taking all the freaking punishment. And it was very much like the character just grabs Harper's leg, and it got a good reaction from me. And I literally just went, "Oh Jesus, no!"
Well, at least you noticed it. At least you noticed it, because the crowd, what was it? The commentary team didn't even fucking notice it. They didn't notice that Kofi had or Xavier got hold of.
Xavier, they thought they just stopped. Xavier stopped them because he was like, "I'm still fighting." It was like, "No, don't, please don't." And the rest of like sort of 45 seconds was just like, oh. Oh dear, it wasn't very big. But I mean, the thing with this, I mean, we called this shows back. That this was, yes, we did.
At least one of us is remembering.
The Bludgeon Brothers were going to come down, and then they were going to start tearing through everybody, and then they'd have this big thing, and then they'd be in the picture for the title.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
And this was a pay-per-view beatdown that made sense, and it was effective.
Yeah,
I'll give it that.
And it definitely made the Bludgeon Brothers threat and strong contenders that they might actually get the titles at Mania if they are going to Mania and winning them.
Here's the thing. A match against the Bludgeon Brothers, I can completely understand from a New Day perspective, because Big E will go toe-to-toe with them, and so will Kofi.
Mm-hmm.
The Usos are too speedy and high-flying and less brawlers that I don't think it's a WrestleMania-worthy match, because it won't be enough of a spectacle.
It's all been sort of like super rushed.
This feels like what they should have done is Usos should have retained on this one. WrestleMania, you have another rubber match, New Day win it, and then on the following SmackDown after WrestleMania, Usos claim their rematch clause, and then the Bludgeon Brothers go and interrupt it. Because the Bludgeon Brothers in a WrestleMania match against those two doesn't feel WrestleMania worthy.
It's all being very, like I say, the entirety of this card of WrestleMania does feel very rushed, with the exception of the match, the only match that matters, and it feels very thrown together, which I think is probably what they're going for deliberately. But whatever. But there was all sorts in that beatdown. I mean, like I say, the match itself was great for what we had, and as Turbo was saying, we had the sort of the flip around in terms of everyone's offense, which was really interesting for them to do. But it was all sorts in that. Rowan absolutely annihilating Big E That spear was meat, ladies and gentlemen. That was pure beef, striking beef. And yeah, because it had to be to take Big E out, because they sort of separated Big E off and rolled him in the ring, and they showed some smarts about them. They destroyed the Usos. Like, we're going to slam the Usos together, and then we're going to body slam one Uso, and then the other Uso on top of the other Uso, and then Harper's thing of slapping Rowan to get him to do something. Harper slapping her, and then Rowan slamming Harper onto the stacked Uso brothers. What the heck? There was also, before that, Jimmy, I think it was Jimmy, he got not just a black hole slam, he got a running black hole slam from Harper. Harper ran into him, kept going, running, and did the black hole slam, which looked absolutely sick. And while the other Usos nearly got his head caved in by Rowan's mallet, and it dented the stairs.
The foam prop.
It's not foam, it's hardened rubber.
Nah.
It put a dent in the stairs, dude. Put a dent in the side of those stairs, you could see it.
Are you sure that just wasn't Xavier's back?
No, that was later. And then, of course, you then had Xavier doing... Yes, his reward for not quitting is a fucking double powerbomb to the steel steps, which didn't look gimmicked in any way.
No.
And it's just like, you look at that, and it's like, dear God, how close is the back of your head to that edge, for a start? And then the second response is, oh, Jesus Christ, ow. And...
his convulsions, well, I wouldn't say convulsions, but like his body just being like this paralyzed, kind of like...
Okay, yeah. I know a lot of people online were like, funny. Actually, sold really well, because he was selling the whole not being able to move at all. So he was selling like the paralysis, the sort of the shivering and shaking. He was selling somebody who was going into shock with it all.
He was doing very well for this angle, like, you know.
Yeah.
As he has done in, like, you know, in other, like the Hell in a Cell match that he was a part of last year. You know, he did awesome selling on that as well. So, you know. But
that wasn't so much selling, because he really was getting the crap beaten out of him, as seen by the photos afterwards.
Yeah.
But good selling from everybody afterwards on that. I mean, they really did. The fact that they went to a promo about Raw, funnily enough. Did you know that Raw is a show you can watch? And Roman Reigns is the person you can watch on it. They came back from the promo, and they were still all just scattered all over ringside, just completely totaled, which was something a little different. Normally, it's just like, oh, it's gone away, and it's all been somehow tidied up by this giant janitor who just comes along and sweeps them all up. No, they were completely fucked. All of them, all five of them, and it was nicely followed up on SmackDown actually afterwards, where the two surviving guys of the five,
yeah,
which is Big E and Jimmy, I think.
Yeah, they had to go. You know, they wanted to get some payback.
Welcome to the New Day Penitentiary.
Oh no, yeah, they were in, and I know we're going on to the other show now, but and it was very much the pair of them. It was like, yeah, we know we want vengeance, and on all business. Big E is a joy to see, because it was like no dancing, no funniness. I'm going to beat the crap out of you.
Still want Big E to hold a fucking singles title.
So do I.
But yeah. Let's move on. It was a good match, etc.
AJ had a promo.
I honestly feel like it's going to be a triple threat match for those titles, and it's going to be the ladder match of WrestleMania. I just don't think the Harper and Rowan should be on that WrestleMania card yet. don't think they're there.
Mm.
Like, at least with the New Day and the Usos, they'll cut a really good promo against each other. The Harper and Rowan don't cut promos.
Mm.
We saw what happened in the video package before they got rebranded, and that was terrible.
Yeah.
I do like that where they're going with all this, and that they have put into the storyline about the whole thing about the Usos have not been on the main card in 9 years, and that they actually went there with it. I thought that was great that they did. 10th time's the charm, guys.
Yeah, the only way I could see them adding to that is to use the same sort of promo and making part of it, you know, we haven't been on the card, and the one time we are in a decade, we're not going to have the Bludgeon Brothers or the New Day taken away from us.
Oh yeah, then they need to go all out. Absolutely, this is our one chance to get our WrestleMania moment.
I'm going to call it now. This is going to be the ladder match of the WrestleMania card.
It would make sense to.
Yeah.
Also, I don't like, although saying that, the idea of giving Harper and or Rowan a ladder as a weapon, I would not want to be even in the arena, frankly. I'd be worried for the safety. Actually, Harper's had, I think remember rightly, Harper in his other life has done some quite amazing things for ladders. So anyway, after an AJ promo, we go on to Charlotte versus Ruby Riott, and here's where my interest is.
Yeah. Yeah, I know that you don't care for Charlotte. I understand. I mean, granted, the promo that they had, even though this rivalry has been working for the last last few weeks, with Charlotte going through each member of the Riott Squad one by one, like a bloody hot knife through butter, at times. I thought it was well done with the lack of, kind of like like build up that this had.
Oh no, absolutely. The video package made it look really good as well.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you how this should have come in. Well, when the fact that they were on their own, you knew that the rest of the Riott Squad were going to come in later on.
Yeah.
And what we probably should have had was Naomi and Becky versus Liv and Sarah.
Yeah.
As the other women's match, because then they could have been, because then it wouldn't have been a surprise when they went out there, because they went out there, you knew they were going to make an appearance. If they had the match earlier in the night, you would have gone, all right, they've had their match, not going to be there. So when the surprise of them turning up during the match, was like, oh, they're there. It would have been, oh, they're there after they, whatever from earlier on in the night. It would have been more of a surprise to see him then. Because what happened, and then it would have made more visual sense for Becky and Naomi to come back out during the match later on as well, even though they just got outcasted later on, which I thought was really good ring psychology on the part of Liv and Sarah, getting Becky and Naomi not thrown out first, even though they still got thrown out afterwards. But
what you gonna do?
What you gonna do? But again, very predictable. No one's going to lose a title this close to Mania at all, with the exception of Bobby Roode, obviously. Predictable, maybe. They're not going to put the belt on Ruby this early.
No, of course not. Let's just go quickly.
Although it would have made for really compelling storytelling if what didn't happen after the match happened.
Yeah, because this is what happened. Granted, when Charlotte was making her entrance, she during her spin, she hits the camera. That's right there.
The camera hit her.
Eat apples and oranges. Apparently, this was noted by a lot of people, and it's like people getting their finishes in early was quite the theme for this whole pay-per-view, and this evident from the start of this match as well.
Twice?
Yeah.
I'm going to say twice, because I don't remember it in any match other than the US title match.
Oh,
Well, sorry, with the exception of the final match, which was just a glorified spot fest regardless. But...
Yeah. So yeah, that's like 3 out of the 6 matches that was on this card. If you count pre-show.
50%.
Yeah.
You know, that's not a lot. It's like if you're gonna say all but one match, then yeah, no, I would agree. But 50%.
Again, apples and oranges. But yeah, what was it? Ruby Riott was decent in this match. She was she was decent. She is a competent competitor. That was evident with her matches with Nikki Cross at NXT. That she had quite the decent kind of like butting heads with her. So, Ruby Riott was obviously taking advantage of the distractions that she was able to get with her Riott Squad members coming out to, make the distraction. And then obviously, what was it? Really good to snap suplex to Charlotte, but then Charlotte reversing that with her own suplex, I believe it was. Yeah, her own one. Ruby Riott doing a falling senton, like I think it was like from the second rope or the top rope. She just falling her back onto Charlotte. She also hit a STO to Charlotte, which was nice for 2. Missed a second falling senton. Of course, I forgot to mention. Yeah, it's like Becky and Naomi came in to try to even out the playing field, and then eventually the two teams would eventually cancel each other out, and the ref would throw. Although, granted, the ref threw out the face team first, and then but that would lead to the heels get the jumping on Charlotte. Yeah. And then eventually, the ref, he wouldn't call for the DQ. He would just go, "Oh, you're gonna cause trouble now as well. Oh, you get out of here as well." Charlotte got the high knee. Anyway, what was it? Bruce the Barbecue Beefcake is suing. Ruby Riott hit a Hurricanrana, which is nice.
You sound almost surprised. She can do a Hurricanrana? What sorcery is this?
I don't sound surprised.
In fairness, she's got to go up. In fairness, she's got to get up a long way because Charlotte's like 12 foot tall, isn't she? So
yeah. So it's just something. I just didn't see her do it that much. So there you go. Shut it, Pete. Shut it, Pete. But no, it would have. But it would all lead up to the finish, obviously, of Charlotte being able to beat Ruby Riott with a spear and then the figure 8 for that. So yeah, and then of course lead to the end where Asuka made her surprise appearance to challenge Charlotte with her obviously I love Asuka, but she was definitely in her fighting animation ready pose. It's like ready for her. It's like, when she's doing her when her point to the wrestling sign.
Okay.
Hilarious.
Yeah, Asuka has this thing of being able to crack me up with what she does. She got in the ring and she went to sort of go through the ropes, and she sort of went through the ropes and then sort of looked at her and sort of went, Charlotte. And it was
like, hi there.
It was like, hey neighbor. And her point it was so funny afterwards with the point as well because it was such joy in Oscar when she was like doing the point. Then she just danced off, and Charlotte looked like she'd been told her puppy had been run over, and it was it was nice. I thought, and thank goodness they're going that way. I mean, they kind of have to go that way now with what's going to happen on Raw, but with Nia and Alexa, but it's good. It's put the emphasis on is Charlotte good enough?
But nobody is ready for Asuka.
Nobody is ready for Asuka. Well, she'd better be.
To be the woman.
No, right. Well, of course, with this pairing now, obviously the whole promo of it's like the Queen versus the Empress, royalty puns, Regal,
as opposed to the Queen versus the Goddess, or the Empress versus the Goddess.
It's like that crap can just.
The Baroness versus.
Is the Baroness going to be Corbin's wife?
Absolutely, yes. Or put somebody with him.
Yeah, I put someone with him so he can be.
But then he can no longer have his lone wolf shtick.
Well, because we've got multiple. We've got 3 queens.
No, he needs to have a female individual make his own stable, and then he can revive the wolf pack.
Oh God.
That's it.
Baron Corbin's coming to bore you. But we've got 3 queens at the minute in WWE. No, 4 queens. I take it back. We've got 4 queens now.
Yeah,
because we've got Charlotte Flair. Obviously.
Yeah, Charlotte Flair. Carmella's the Queen of Staten Island.
No, God, we've got 5 then.
Oh, Jesus.
We've got the Queen of Staten Island as Carmella. We've got the Queen of the Black Hearts, which is Natalia.
Oh, God.
The Queen of Spades.
Oh, gosh, Shayna Baszler. Fuck.
And we've got Queen Rebecca now.
Surely Stephanie's the Queen of Spades? Because...
No, but... No, what's her name? Got that nickname in NXT and it's stuck.
It's Shayna Baszler.
Shayna Baszler's got the nickname and it's stuck as the Queen of Spades. But we've literally got like a half dozen women wrestlers who are Queen something. It's just so ridiculous. But the fact that Rebby's now in there as Queen Rebecca is. I completely forgot about Carmella. Thanks for that one. Oh my God. What a mess it is. All these people with the same similar nickname. Oh dear.
At least no one's calling themselves Princess. That's for sure.
Indeed.
But Carmella is the Princess of Staten Island.
Anyway.
Wait, is she the Princess? Oh, damn it.
Yeah, anyway.
Oscar dances off into the distance, and then we get this super serious commentary announcement about Xavier Woods' condition. And his condition is something that wouldn't have been able to be diagnosed initially.
It wouldn't have happened if he wasn't powerbombed instead.
Well, to get that kind of diagnosis, people are saying there's no way they could actually do that initially, because it's like you could contusion of the spine or something. There's no way. Hey, which leads us on anyway to
Glorified Spot Fest. John, you're good at these notes things for Glorified Spot Fests.
Yeah, aye.
Start with the 4 FUs.
Yes. Yeah, the 4 FUs from John Cena to everyone except AJ Styles, so they go off it and say, "Yeah, aye, John Cena." No. He was shifted. He definitely shifted into 5th gear right at the start of this bloody match.
Otherwise,
it was Fastlane after all.
Yeah,
it was Fastlane after all. It was like only made sense. Eventually, what was it? they went back and forth. AJ escaping out of a AA. That was easy enough. And then, guess what, people?
The Rock
It was something that we were ready for. It was time to beat up John Cena.
That was
hilarious.
Yeah.
That was
like, all your hens have come home to roost, John. We're not letting you have this main event spot anymore.
Yeah, so that was good. Eventually, AJ was escaping all kinds of offense. Hits Kevin Owens with a what slam? Insane.
What slam?
Can't
make up words anymore. It's just a what slam?
It's like a forearm or front forward slam. I don't know. It's some sort of slam. Like
he chucked him on the ground and it hurt.
Yeah, there we go. I fucking don't care. Dolph Ziggler with a neck breaker. And of course the spot he did with Sami Zayn before, he did that sunset flip. No, was it a sunset? No.
You're the one that writes these things down. I assume you know.
I don't know what to call these moves. It's like, because obviously the commentators don't give me fucking cues, audio cues to tell me what these fucking things are. It was like that inverted DDT, like that flip over, and then into an inverted DDT to Sami Zayn. I love that move. It's fantastic. Dolph Ziggler doing the high DDT, the kind of like him going, it's like, and then into John Cena.
Now my notes begin.
Kevin Owens did a really good frog splash to Dolph Ziggler for a 2 count. Do you want to continue from this?
No, because it starts from the second high DDT on Cena. Actually, my notes start. You said this is the high DT, and there's like those frog splash. Like, no, that's not.
No. Okay, so we'll get to that then. It's like AJ hitting a Pele kick to Kevin Owens. Nice. AJ was thrown out though. Baron Corbin hits his stupid chokeslam backbreaker to Kevin Owens.
Oh, we are wet my notes. Okay.
Baron Corbin, stop doing that stupid bastard move.
I'll interject and say it actually looked better that time.
Doesn't matter. It's still wank.
What looks wank happened exactly next?
What was it? The Dolph Ziggler hitting Baron Corbin with a zigzag? Exactly, directly next.
Okay, I meant more the 10 knuckle shuffle.
Oh yeah, that fuck. Again, I think John heard me last time at bloody Elimination Chamber, and it's like, hey, I know this other guy who names John. He likes my double 5 knuckle shuffle. He definitely likes this.
Oh, Jesus.
I fucking hate you, John Cena.
Okay, what? Then Cena with an attitude adjustment attempt on Ziggler counted into a famouser that was really good counter.
Yeah.
Oh no, that was fucking amazing.
That was sweet.
That was really good.
John Cena is the hero of our time. Don't you ever forget that.
He's a hero of time. He's a hero of time, but not of my time.
Yes, when John Cena grows up, he'll grow into Roman Reigns. Everybody, that's what will happen. Oh no!
I think he just regurgitated his.
I think he's choked to death on his own vomit. Over there. Let's stop that.
John Cena putting Dolph Ziggler into the STF. Shittily, of course. AJ breaks it up. Styles clashed John Cena for 2. So he got 1 Styles clash in, thankfully. It's been a while since he actually pulled it off.
It is a dangerous move, and only doing it to people he can trust to pull it off properly is probably the best thing to do.
Yeah.
All it takes is someone not tucking their chin in for fucking.
When he says, "Put your head."
Yeah, like all it takes is someone not to put their head in the right place. Is probably
It's the opposite. Is the opposite of what you are taught to do.
To be fair, John Cena's neck is fucking thick as a tree trunk. So, like, even if he did put it in the wrong place, he ain't gonna.
He is exactly 0.7 Brock Lesnar's.
Exactly
on the neck scale.
Baron Corbin hitting a clothesline to Kevin Owens. Kevin Owens sold that like a champ. He went like full on twirling inside out Rikishi bump. That.
Oh yes, very much the Rikishi twirl.
Aye, it's like good on Kevin.
And then we went into this sequence where we went into the Yes, I know he's a bad man. Did you know he did it for the people, Pete?
He did.
He did it for the people. He did it for you, Pete. You are directly responsible for this, Pete.
I know. Because he did
say sorry. Apologise to the nation now.
No. What for running over Steve Austin? Hell no.
Yeah, he did that for you. It is directly your responsibility.
Good.
Everybody tweets Steve Austin. It was this guy. It was this guy all along. Anyway, we went to this sequence where Baron Corbin so looked like an absolute badass.
Yeah.
I would like this Baron Corbin, please. I think I've broken Pete by saying that Baron Corbin was good. No, legitimately, during this sequence where he just tossing fools around, it was great.
Yeah, he hit AJ Styles with a deep six, and then throws.
Great deep six, you'll finish him.
Again.
And then he just throws Dolph Ziggler up in the air, and he's like, "Oh, you're gonna come at me? Okay."
Orbit. The entire crowd just whoa, and the commentary whoa, because he was so damn
thus
high.
I'm expecting for the next Botchamania ending to when Dolph Ziggler's thrown into the air and then he's just spinning around.
Or alternatively, just a freeze frame of Ziggler saying,
I'm
sorry, I'm
John.
What's that?
How can you hate memes but like Botchamania?
Because it's not overdoing the same memes over and over again. It has one meme or two here, and then it doesn't use it for the next episode.
You hate all memes.
But
this is the point.
Not memes.
This is the point.
Onto itself.
This is the point where Pete shot on turbo. Let's look at it again. Back and to the left. Back and to the left.
This is the exact. If you play the tape in slow motion, you can see the exact moment.
Okay, now that's Simpsons quotes. Okay, there's a difference.
It's still meme worthy.
It's not fucking memes. If it was fucking memes, it would be on fucking Twitter all the time, every single fucking time.
You mean like steamed hams, which is a Simpsons quote. Which is a meme.
I'll have you know. Do not talk badly about steamed hams. They're going to be in the Dusty Rhodes tag team classic. Anyway, there's.
Moving on.
Corbin is annoyed that Ziggler came back down from orbit, and after chasing him out into the stands, he sort of puts him kind of through some perspex that's there. For reasons of ice hockey.
Yeah.
That was the reason we were given. It was like, oh, ice hockey. There's some perspex just randomly out in the crowd. Sure, of course there is.
Why not?
Why not?
We're too lazy enough to bring it down for the night. John Cena AA to AJ Styles on the table. He took that very well. And then we get the spot are one of the highlights of the night is Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn facing each other. Sami Zayn obviously saying to Kevin, "I'll lay down for you. I'll do it for you." And he starts doing it, and then Kevin Owens like, "No, the fuck you're not," and just gets him up, and of course Sami Zayn tries to roll him up. Then they go at it. They just start wailing at each other. It's fight forever.
I love how they did that, because you can take that in both ways. You can take it as Zayn's pissed off with Owens because Owens didn't believe him and was pulling him up, and was either pulling him up to prevent him from. Was he pulling him up to prevent him from lying down, or was he pulling him up to do a move on him? You can take it either way. Was Sami going to betray him anyway? You can take it that way, that he did betray. You can take the fact that Owens betrayed and didn't believe, and it's the fact that it's his paranoia about his friends has ruined another friendship, like they did with Jericho. You can take it in both ways, and both of them are kind of in the right, and both of them are kind of in the wrong, and they've done this so well.
Eventually, it would obviously mix up with the man who's at the fucking ringside during this entire thing. Yes, Pete was there. He was being the asshole. He got involved. He argued with me. He got in my face, and I was like, "You enjoying the show, Pete? You enjoying this? You liking this already?" And then suddenly, I move out of the way when Kevin came out behind me and just decked me in the face. So yeah,
with great ease.
Yeah, but no, I was able to. I was able to do a DDT through the ropes and whatnot. Being able to.
Your personal spirit animal was able to do.
But then Kevin got a pop-up powerbomb onto Dolph Ziggler. Try to get a pin, but Shane McMahon, he came in and he broke up the pin.
Well, before that,
I wasn't sure where you were going there, and I thought you were going to do the old fucking Willy Wonka song.
It kind of worked in there.
If you want to view paradise,
Shane McMahon will pull you out. But before that, what was great was we had the powerbomb onto the apron tease.
Oh yes,
KO to Sami, and it was great because it was like, because everyone knew the history and knew the NXT stuff and what happened and the betrayal and that, and the fact that Sami finally counters it, and then he goes up and does his dive through the corner and does the DDT. But he countered it and backdropped Kevin Owens onto the apron, which was like a nice reversal of the fact that he finally says, "Hey, Sami's got the upper hand here on the one thing that's always stopped him when it comes to Kevin Owens, which is the pop-up powerbomb onto the apron." But yes, Shane pulled the referee because Pete's an asshole, apparently.
No, there's no apparently about it. There's no apparently about it.
Yeah.
Definitely an arsehole.
And then Kevin obviously arguing the fact that he pulled the referee and whatnot, and Sami Zayn taking the opportunity to hit Kevin Owens with a hell of a kick.
Helluva kick.
What John say? I want to hear you say it properly.
I want you to say it, John. I want you to say it right. I didn't bother Kevin when he was constantly calling Gable Cable earlier.
Is it Gable? Yeah, I've got it down in the notes as Cable. I don't know why. I apologise for that.
Friend.
I apologise for that. But damn, it would have been a much better match if Cable was in it.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Cable and Deadpool tag teams for WrestleMania.
God's sake. Can't believe we did that, sorry.
But no, what was it? It was a Helluva kick. There we go. It was a Helluva kick.
Now say it Canadian style.
Helluva kick, A.
Thank you.
But Shane McMahon stops the pin by pulling out Sami Zayn and whatnot. And then in the argument between Zayn and Shane, Zayn and Shane, Dolph Ziggler almost got the pin on Kevin Owens, but was broken up. Baron Corbin takes steel steps into the ring and beats the monster, hitting people.
Well, partly.
What?
Partly. First of all, he doesn't hit Cena.
No, of course.
He doesn't hit Cena at all.
He Cena, obviously, he goes into Super Cena mode to, play up on the fact and, hits Baron Corbin with the stairs and then lays them down and then does an AA to Baron Corbin onto the stairs and then tries to pin him on the stairs. Even though this is a six-pack challenge, I don't believe that this has a false count anywhere match.
Yeah.
So why the hell was the ref counting the pin on the stairs?
Because it's a glorified spot match, John.
Shut up.
It was just
So, see, if you get the chance to watch this match on the WWE Network, which, by the way, is $9.99 if you really want to goes up for it. Watch the first steel steps attack by Baron Corbin to Cena. It is horrendous. Then wallop Zayn, Ziggler, and Kevin Owens properly, and then see the second one's the most delicate attack of all five. It's like, yeah.
job.
Although, you know who was dangerous with those steps? John. It's like,
yes, John doesn't care about that.
he chucked those stairs. Like, he could have easily taken out Dolph's head if Dolph didn't duck. But Dolph Ziggler hits a super kick to John Cena, but John Cena gets him in an AA. Rolls through, but Kevin Owens interrupts John with a pop-up powerbomb. But then AJ Styles, from out of nowhere, after recovering from his table spot, hits the phenomenal forearm for the win. So yeah.
I would just like to point out that this is pretty as close to the same finish as what they did with Roman Reigns a couple of years back, and I haven't heard one person complain about it yet. And so I'm going to be that person, where they put someone through the table, they're out for the match. They did it with Lesnar actually a little while back, like last year, and it was like he goes through the table and then just comes in, does a spot, and wins.
Well, here's the thing. Here's the thing with the ones that was done by Lesnar and Reigns. They got carted out by medical people. AJ Styles was still at fucking ringside.
Also in that match, wasn't Reigns like in the ascendancy for a lot of it? And in this match, it was very much AJ playing defense for a lot of it.
Yeah.
And getting a...
That was the Royal Rumble where Reigns walked in and you had to win the Rumble to...
retain the title. Yeah.
Roman sleeping.
Yeah.
Afterwards, though, there's...
Only watching a Roman match.
No, they're not watching the match. They're watching him not being in the match. There's a thing, WWE. We'd much rather watch Roman Reigns not being in the match than being in the match.
Aye. But also, another factor that makes this match different than those matches that had, Lesnar and Reigns, sleeping in their matches and whatnot. You had other things going on in this match that you were invested in, i.e., Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn had a portion of the match where the crowd was invested in these characters and whatnot. Because in those other matches, nobody cared in those who was in the match, because they knew fine that Reigns, we don't like Reigns. We're gonna see what Reigns is doing, and he's being he's sleeping. He's sleeping.
Everyone had a story for the most part, didn't they? Because you had to give the Kevin and Sammy thing. You had AJ. AJ's trying to keep the match between him and Shinsuke pure because he wants it to be those two.
Yeah.
Not because he doesn't want a triple threat, because triple threat, he wants it to be him and Shinsuke. That's why he's there. John's doing his. I haven't got a road to WrestleMania because I'm John Cena and we just make matches at will anyway. But never mind. You've got Baron Corbin who's trying to sort of prove himself, and then the same sort of similar thing with Dolph. So everyone, and there was a nice sort of juxtaposition at the end with the cameras, which was quite nice.
Yeah,
because you had, AJ's dream was alive and he was celebrating, and then you had John in the corner whose dream was he was dejected and he was moody and he was like pushed the cameraman away and he's the man whose dream is dead versus the man whose dream is alive. There was a nice little artistical thing at the end.
Way better match than it had any right to be.
Indeed.
Absolutely.
And I actually, and that's why I liked this match. I thought this match was the match of the night. If, we weren't bored through or tired for the rest of the kind of like pay-per-view and whatnot.
Mr. Eva!
What about me?
10 for the pay-per-view.
Okay. Well, considering... This is going to be a toughie because I didn't like a lot of it. This is the problem. The bits I liked, I really liked. I liked the tag team match was going on. Whilst it's a shame it ended that way, I can understand why it did, and I liked everything from it. I liked the second half of this match. 6. I'm going to say 6.
John?
I'm going to be slightly more forgiving and give this a 7. I was going to give it an 8, but on reflection, there was a couple of duds. Obviously, the women's tag match was not needed. Obviously, Bobby Roode's, Randy Orton match was a bit of a dull fest, but had some really good spots that I liked. The Shinsuke Nakamura Rusev match was really good. And the main event was really good as well in my eyes. So, yeah. But, no, I'm going to be slightly more generous and give it a 7. So.
In a shock twist.
Oh, here we go.
In a shock twist. Wait a minute. You're not Shane McMahon after all. You're Stephanie McMahon. This was a Raw pay-per-view all along.
I'm going to agree with Kevin and give it a 6.
That's fine. I knew that was the case because no, that's not shock. That's commonplace.
I'm not sure how I feel about this. I might need to wash myself or something. It all feels wrong. It all feels wrong.
That has been our thoughts on Fastlane. It was okay. I think we're looking forward to WrestleMania. There's still a lot of card, but I have no doubt our thoughts on that are going to be broken down into 2 pieces because God knows we'll make that come down to about 4 to 5 hours.
Yeah,
3 pieces. It's going to be.
Yeah, 2 hour.
Remember the pre-show is about a week and a half, so we need to do that.
We've been toying with the idea of doing a predictions video, so that may or may not happen. That'll be a YouTube only thing, so I don't think we'll podcast that one because it will literally just be jump cutting between what we think our predictions are going to be. Who knows? We might make something out of it. We haven't decided. Ooh. But yes, I think we're all looking forward to the WrestleMania, which is coming in 3.5 weeks sometime in recording.
Yep.
And who knows, that chin lock of Rude's on Autumn might still be going. By that time, we'll never know. Tune in next time and find out.
I'm going to point to the WrestleMania sign and say, John, up at the WrestleMania sign. What are your socials?
My socials is at TurboXLR, all in capitals, on Twitter, and you can also find me on twitch.tv/TurboDrive Live every Friday and Saturday at 7 p.m. UK time for live streaming gaming goodness.
Mr. Kevin Eva.
You can find me on Twitch at the Kevin Eva, or alternatively, you can find us on YouTube with Last Minute Continue, or on Twitch with Last Minute Continue as well. Lots of stuff going on as always. What about you, Sir Simba?
You can find me on Twitter at Titans Creed or at Gaming Phoenix, or catch me on the YouTube at youtube.com/Project Phoenix, or on the Twitch at twitch.tv/Project Phoenix Productions. I will be getting back to streaming at some point soon. Who knows? It'll happen. Thank you very much for watching, or if you're doing it on the YouTube or listening on iTunes. We appreciate every single one of you. I appreciate every single one of you. John doesn't, because he's a heelish schmuck. So go take to Twitter and hate on the heelish schmuck. And do come to us and love us, because we appreciate you. I appreciate you.
You too can join the Mean Pete posse.
Oh, I like that one. I do like that one. That's very good. And then we'll go against John's right to censor. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Last Minute Kickout, and we will see you next time.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.